about like talking to real estate agents and stuff. When is a good time on market to reach out to a real estate agent? I would imagine maybe the first week they're getting tons of offers. And I've noticed with people that have had stuff on market for a really, really long time, they don't really know how to talk to their seller about how it's being super overpriced. Like they're kind of serving like, oh no, we'll get it eventually. But obviously they kind of, so I'm trying to find maybe the sweet spot. If it's like 2-3 weeks or.
When you're dealing with fresh listings, okay, if they're priced right, fresh listing priced right, that's when, you know, you want to go in, double dip. You want to get with the listing agent, have them represent you, get that deal under contract immediately. Even if you're overpaying over list, as long as the numbers work and the numbers make sense, it's okay. It's fresh. It's brand new. You can even wholesale that even above MLS list price, because buyers will understand that you had to bid on it and that it was well listed, well priced house on the MLS, and real legitimate buyers won't have a problem with that. Okay. So first and foremost, so we're talking about two different types of properties that are listed. I think you're talking about houses that are overpriced and on the market. So here's where there was a mistake. If it's overpriced, they're not getting a ton of offers on the first week. If it's overpriced, they're not getting offers. And in this market right now, anything sitting on the market longer than 7 to 10 days is stale. Okay. So look at the pictures first and foremost. Is it a retail property or is it an original condition needing work property? If it's an original condition needing work property and it's been on the market 10 days, call the agent and say, hey, I'm looking at this house. I've noticed it's been priced as though it's been remodeled. Is your seller offering like a big rehab credit? Oh, okay. So I'm curious. They're not. Got it. So I'm curious. You have it listed at 600K and there's a sale here at like 600K, but it's got a complete remodel. They might have spent $70,000 or $80,000 to get it there. How do you bridge that gap? Like, ask the question. How do you bridge that gap? Like, how are you getting from here to there? And they'll either get really defensive. Okay. They'll either get really defensive or they will say, you know, my seller's out of their freaking mind and they're just going to need some time. You're going to get to the truth right away, because it's like when you ask somebody just the hard question, but you do it in a nice, polite way, you can get the real answer, right? So again, be mindful that you don't in your head say that all agents that have been listed on the market for some time are saying that, because you did say, like, if it's been on there for a while and you call them, they say they say, oh, we'll get it eventually. Yes, 99 out of 100 will say we'll get it eventually, but we're looking for the one. We're looking for the one who's just like, you're right, my seller's out of their mind and they're not. They made me overprice this. And I told them they're 100K over, but they wanted to try anyway. So give me an offer that I can take to my seller that's realistic. There are those agents. There are those realists out there who are just waiting for your real offer so that they can go show their seller how crazy they are. Okay. So I would just say, again, don't worry. You're going to talk to a lot of them, and a lot of them are going to be like, no, we're not ready. We're not ready. They're not ready. They're not ready. They're not ready. Those are follow-ups. Check them again in 2 weeks. Check them again in 3 weeks. Keep checking in. Keep tracking those houses, because eventually they will trade, and they will not trade at the price they're listed at right now. They'll have to come down in order to sell. So you just have to pop up at the time when the seller's finally ready.
Okay.
And that's a part of the follow-up process. That's just a part of the follow-up process. It's going to come to fruit. You just have to keep showing up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And also what you were saying about trying to do some of the houses that came on the market earlier.
Yeah.
I kind of really didn't have that in my mind. I always was doing like stuff that was overpriced, but that is something that I'm going to start doing, because I think, especially with like working with other agents that you said, like that one agent, even if I don't get the property, I feel like it would be a good way to at least have that relationship to work with somebody that's picking up all these investment properties.